Hi, I'm Dave Epstein and welcome to Growing Wisdom here at New England Grows in Boston. So New England Grows is one of those shows where landscape professionals come because they want to see the latest in plants, in equipment, in all sorts of innovative ideas that they will then share with you at their local garden centers. One of my favorite booths is Eisley, and Eisley is one of those growers of unique conifers. Let's take a look what they have this year. So we're in the middle of the booth, and you can see that Eisley specializes in conifers and some really unique conifers. I was speaking with the gentleman who oversees the booth, and he was telling me about this great conifer. This is Avatar, and this is a blue spruce, but what's wonderful about this is the unique structure of the plant. You can see how beautiful the form is. So this is a new blue spruce, which you may see at your local garden center this year. Behind that, you can see this weeping form of a white pine. That's actually called Angel Falls, and this is a really gorgeous weeping white pine, one of many conifers here in the booth. So some of the other conifers I really like, look at this. This is called Moon Frost. This is a Canadian hemlock, and if you're familiar with hemlock, what you think of hemlocks is that dark green needle, but look at the color here. It's got that whitish yellow color, so very unique. And then we move over to the side and you can see this silver pearl Korean fir. Korean fir is one of my favorite plants. Stays nice and low. This would be wonderful for a small landscape, maybe a foundation planting where you don't want it to get very high. So if you have a spot where you're looking for a larger tree, perhaps this year is your year to get the Oriental spruce, and this is Skylands, and what's great about this, of course, is the color. Look at that wonderful yellow needle, and that really would make an area pop. Loves sun. That's going to get pretty big, however, so make sure you have the space for it. Speaking of space, one of the trends in the industry are smaller plants, and Eisley certainly has a lot of little plants. You can see some smaller, unique conifers. These are miniature versions of some of your favorites. They'll still grow, and eventually they would get larger, but it will take many, many years, some of these growing much less than an inch per year. Another big trend we're seeing evolve is the idea of growing vertically. So here we have a vertical wall. This is actually made of cedar, and what you would do is you would put your soil in here, put this on a wall, and then you could plant. So you could plant herbs, you could plant anything that grows that would maybe hang off of this, and this would really change the way the side of a building looks. Think about the side of your garage with something really neat like this growing on it. So the other thing that landscape professionals will be doing while at a trade show like this, whether it's here in Boston, Philadelphia, Chicago, anywhere, is they'll be looking for plants that are really unique. And so look at this Durvilla. This is a variegated Durvilla and has this wonderful white and green variegated leaf. They call it Cool Splash, and I would say that's a pretty cool plant. You know, another interesting trend that's really emerged over the past few years is this idea of biodegradable containers. So this particular pot is pretty sturdy. You can actually plant this right into the ground and it will break down, so there's no petroleum products. This is really a green way to be green. So one of the other themes that we've been talking about is this idea of being more environmental. So you saw the pot earlier that breaks down. Well, now this doesn't break down, but it's using recycled tires. So this is mulch, and this is really great for especially underneath things like playgrounds. So as a matter of fact, the White House actually has this at their playground, and you can see all the cool colors. So here's a great way to take all those tires, which end up in landfills, crush it up, make this wonderful mulch, and put it to good use. Not only can you use this in playgrounds, but you could use it in your own landscape. And if you're wondering where that piece of steel goes in those steel belted radios, these guys are pretty innovative. They're taking that out and selling that too. New England Grows is a really cool show. I've seen some interesting things here today, some new stuff which is going to be in your local garden center soon, and we'll be working with it here at Growing Wisdom throughout the season. For Growing Wisdom, I'm Dave Epstein.